It's funny, I was debating to see Splitsville or not, and I'm happy I went to see it. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. Um, and you know what's interesting? I just got to give it to Dakota Johnson. I think it's the project she chooses. I think she picks um, a lot of great work. The only thing I could just say right off the bat is obviously Madam Web wasn't really a good choice, but even in that, I found her charming. If you ever seen Peanut Butter Falcon, I love that movie. She's she just brings a lot to every film that she's in, and I think this was a great example of that. A lot of great characters in this film in Splitsville. Obviously, you don't want to love every character that's in here for particular reasons. Um, it's a lot of messy relationships and a lot of drama, but I love this movie so much. And I think I love it because I feel like it wasn't afraid to be what it wanted to be. And I feel like what it wanted to be was like a realistic way of looking at, I would say, the human condition or just people in relationships in general. It doesn't have, and when I say realistic, I don't mean like that's how every relationship is, but the way sometimes people think they want something and then they go down this whole road. They go down basically they go their life a whole circle just to find out, oh, I thought I wanted that. Or maybe I just thought I wanted that experience, but I really want this, you know what I mean? And I think that really works for romantic comedies or comedies in general. And I wouldn't really necessarily call this a romantic comedy. One of the taglines on the film is this is an unromantic comedy. And I agree with that. There's romance in it, but it's just a great comedy drama. And I loved every second of this movie. The only thing I could say, maybe someone might say about this movie is maybe they feel like it ended a couple times, which I would agree with that. But I just love the journey of these characters and seeing the mess of their lives and like how it's all gonna conclude. And ultimately just their life experience in this film. It was great. It was great. The comedy, I love the characters. They were like some of the characters was like awkward but also endearing, you know. And then even if some characters made some bad decisions, like you, it's like we all can't. We no one's perfect. So when you watch this movie, obviously there might be some people you feel like, oh, they're the villain. But then you think about it, or you find some stuff out later in the film, and you're like, oh wow, you see sometimes people they're just, you know, they're they have good intentions, but at the same time, sometimes people do things because they think other people are gonna like that. But in the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself. And if you're not true to yourself, um, then it's not gonna work. So you don't want to go into a relationship and do something because you think someone else wants it. You know what I mean? This movie just goes through a lot of different themes of relationships and a lot of emotions and it's great to see just a comedy. My theater was full. My theater was packed. People were laughing the whole time, and it was great. I think this is the most I've laughed in a film since I've seen the movie Friendship, and I just love comedies, and I'm so happy this movie was made. And if you see this review and you didn't watch too much of the trailers, or even if you did see the trailer, 'cause I did see the trailer, and I don't think it didn't really mess up too much of the movie. There was so much going on in this film. I feel like if you are interested in this movie, even a little bit, I think go see it because I don't think that this film is gonna. Is this film is not promising to like be like the best thing in the world, but if you're looking for something fun and something unexpected where you don't know what's gonna happen, then yeah, go see this movie. Because I did not expect any of the ending. I didn't expect. There's so much I didn't expect, and I just like the how they wrote this movie. Because every character, even if there's a character who's only in there for like 5 minutes, every character like felt lived in. Every character I fell in love with every character, even if they were like not, even if there were characters you didn't agree with, or there were characters that their morals were a little not they were not similar to yours. Like I fell in love with every character. I think it was because every character felt human. They felt and they felt full of life. I feel like every person who was casted in this movie is full of life, and they brung that to this film. Like, even if they're just making a small entrance and they were in a relationship with someone for a short period of time, you see them later in the film, you're like, oh, I love that person. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to love about this movie, and so much people to love. There's so much. The cast is amazing. Everybody who did even a small role was great. Um, so highly recommend Splitsville. Definitely check it out. And I do want to say this. This was very unexpected in this movie. There is actually a great choreographed fight scene. And I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. So you get a lot with this movie. It's a full meal. You see this movie, and when it's over, you're gonna be like, that was good. You're gonna be like, you feel the full breadth of all the characters and their relationships and their up and downs. And I think the conclusion is nice. I think it feels good. It left me feeling well. Um, but yeah, it's like I said, so you don't know what to expect from it. There's also, like I said, that great choreographed fight scene. And one thing I want to say about that scene is they didn't have to make that fight scene as long as they did, but I'm glad they made it long because it was so well choreographed. It was fun, and it was just it was you could tell that when they made this movie they cared about it. You could tell because everything was with care. You know what I mean? They could have did the fight scene so much different. They could have did a whole bunch of cuts. They could have tried not to make the comedy work, but I feel like most of the comedy work. Obviously, everything is subjective, but for me, this is the most I've laughed in any film in a long time. I love the actors. Every actor, like I said, every actor brought their soul, they brought their life to the character. And when you're watching the film, even if you don't agree with them, some of the characters you feel like they're coming through the screen, like they're like if they're going through something, you feel it. You know, these characters, they feel real. Like this, I know it's a movie, but it feels like these actors, they lived in these characters for like a whole year, and then they said, "All right, shoot," and they just shot it, and it was like all the comedy and the humor and the way they talk, like the writing was very good, very good. And I feel like with comedy, sometimes they have a tone and they want everyone to be in a certain tone. Some characters weren't in that tone. Some characters' comedy was a little bit different, but it still fit well with the film. Um, and then Dakota Johnson's, she has such a warm, inviting like personality and like presence to her that I think it goes very well with this film. And she's great. She's great. I need to watch more movies with her. I just need to watch it like for her whole catalog because like she just has something. She has that it factor. Like it's not just because she's beautiful. Like when you see her and she's talking, and the way she acts, it's magnetic, and I think that's undeniable. Like I mean, obviously, for everyone is different, but for me, I'm like she has it. Like she just has something where like she calms. She's very soothing, you know. And I liked it. She was great. She brought a lot out of each character with her interactions. And also there was some kid actors in here who were pretty funny and pretty good too. There's a lot of hijinks, a lot of crazy events happening, but it all ties up well. And I really enjoyed this full experience. It was a full meal of a film. I think you'll enjoy it. Check out Splitsville. They don't make a lot of comedies, so please, if you see this review and you do want to check it out, check it out. And I really enjoyed it. This is a great experience, one of my favorites of the year. And if I had to do it out of 5 stars, I'd give this a 4 out of 5 for sure. And I just want to say one more thing. I like how they play with the idea of like what people say they want and what they actually want. And or sometimes people feel like they want things and they go through a whole sort of experiences just to, like I said, just to realize you know that they had what they had what and they had what they really needed, or they had what they were really longing for, you know. Everyone was longing for a connection. And you know, sometimes people feel like they need multiple connections, or they feel like, you know, they need to experience different things, and I understand that. But once you get in a relationship, you know, it's up to you and your partner how you want that relationship to be. And the thing is, you can't try to mold yourself to be something that you don't want to be, you know, or to something that's not natural to you. For some people, you know, open relationship, that might be their natural way, and if they believe that, let them try it, but it's not for everyone. And like, I like how in this film it's like someone in the film, they think that's what their partner wants, or they think that's what's going to keep the relationship, so they try that, but that's not what they want, you know what I mean? And like, they say, oh yeah, I'm okay with that, and then if something happens, you get to see, okay, oh, you said you're okay with that, but then now that it's happening, like, it's ruining everything. Like, it's funny how some people, they think they can try to remove their emotions just by saying it. They're like, oh yeah, it's cool, we're open, it's cool, everything's cool, we're good. And then when something happens, they're like, they can't even control themselves. They just, like, so you have to know what type of person you are, and what type of relationship you want. And if that's not the relationship you want, you need to get out. So it's just interesting how it plays with it, because even one character, he thinks, oh, they're someone's marriage is so perfect, and then he finds out all this stuff, and he's like, oh, okay. And like, it kind of shifts his perspective, and when he wants to try to be similar, he kind of goes all the way left with it. And it's like, you get to see the full effect, and that's where you get a revolving door of crazy lovable characters though. And it was one of the best points of the movie. I didn't expect that turn, so I just wanted to say that real quick. Yeah. Did you enjoy knowing the name? Take care, spread love and light, and let's sign off.